So Jerome Powell, by the way, at the Federal Reserve is vowing to raise interest rates as high as was needed to kill the inflation surge. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this and the thing is that in order to prove my case, I probably have to find some stuff that I put in the underbar to this video. But basically, okay, previous video where I talked about the topic of inflation, what I mean by inflation is price inflation. If the price of goods and services rises, okay? But the thing is that in this context, what I wanted to talk about was the Federal Reserve and its battle against inflation. The last dozen, no, maybe not like that many, but the last couple of times that the Federal Reserve has been there's been speculation, and the Federal Reserve has issued some statements basically indicating that they're probably going to raise the federal funds rate. The last couple of times that we've been through this chapter, the crypto bros have been saying, and the general market sentiment seems to be something along the lines of, well, the Federal Reserve will never actually do that because the money printing has to go on forever. The Federal Reserve has to keep going burr forever and ever and ever, because if it doesn't, there's going to be some serious economic shocks and pain. They'll leverage things out the ass, and so they can't bring on the pain at this point. They can't keep kicking the can. They're gonna have to keep kicking the can down the road until it ends in some sort of catastrophic collapse. Well, the last couple times that they said that, what happened, within the preceding months was the Federal Reserve did pretty much exactly what people had what it said it was going to do, and the federal funds rate went up. So at this point, with Jerome Powell basically pledging that a U.S. central bank would ratchet interest rates as high as needed to kill a surge in inflation. If like I have money, and at this point, I'm willing to bet some of it on the idea that if the Federal Reserve says that it's going to raise the federal funds rates, it will raise the fucking federal funds rate. So I think Powell is going to do exactly what he says he was going to do. Yellen is going to do exactly what she said she was, what they said they were going to do. I have no reason to believe otherwise. I had and every good reason to suspect that the crypto bros who are basically using that argument and saying it are just using it as a reason to get people to buy, their cryptocurrency, to bail out of the system. When in reality, like, nothing is really coming as far as that's concerned. Like, if the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates, there's going to be pain, basically, and it's not going to be avoided. And everything that these people said that they felt that they would never do is going to happen.